today is May 13th. Just 10 days ago, I did a video on the overwintering progress of everything that you see out here in the field. And within those 10 days, we basically averaged, I would say, in the high 60s, low 70s during the day. And at nighttime, we got an average of 50 degrees. And that led everything to basically explode. So what I've always found helpful, especially in my first year of flower farming, was seeing how quickly things can take off when the conditions are right. So meaning when the days are starting to get a little bit longer, as well as when the temperatures are getting into those early summertime temperatures, what things look like. So I thought I would do an update to show you a side-by-side comparison of just how quickly things can progress in 10 days when those temperatures start increasing. So I'm going to show you side-by-sides of the stuff that I'm growing 10 days apart. The first to bloom in mass are the Sweet William, and Sweet William are known to be early blooming. They're known to be workhorses. Believe it or not, I've already harvested a bucket yesterday. And so these are all ready to be harvested. You know, this is actually a perfect stage to harvest, if not a little bit later than what I would like. So obviously these small petals will continue to open. These will also open too. You typically want to harvest when about 20% of the flowers are open for maximum vase life. So this would actually be good to harvest. And I am going to keep these for my CSA bouquets next week, and they will sit in the refrigerator. So what I found is that some of them are a little bit short. You know, I'll still pinch these, but I'm not really going to use these unless if I decide to do vases. But yeah, you can see how much the temperature has really led these to just completely explode. I talked about growing something called Verbeskum in my last video. This is a cut flower that I don't think a ton of people grow. It is native to Europe, but this is what the flowers look like. And so this is called Southern Charm. It's got purple, it's got some cream colored ones, and it's kind of like Foxglove, where it will eventually continue to open up. So this is a perfect harvesting stage. And over the next couple of days, each of these flowers will open. These will start dying out. So it actually makes for a decent vase life in the experiments that I've been doing. I can probably get a good 5 days out of this. The problem is that when these flowers die, they either start shriveling up or they fall down. But obviously it makes up for the fact that you have other flowers blooming. It's just, it doesn't look great when the flowers start shriveling and falling. So I'm still undecided as to whether or not I will use these or how I will use these, because these are super, super fragile, especially in bouquets. And let me show you a higher stem Verbeskum over here. So this has got good stem length, and this has got great color. It's got more pink tones to it. Yeah, so I really love how it looks. It's more just how fragile it is. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. This is actually day 4 of this Verbeskum. This was harvested 4 days ago with most of these buds very, very closed. So you can see on the bottom here how these flowers are starting to shrivel up. If I shake it, I thought some would actually fall off, but you can see it, like, it's fine. It's not great, but sometimes if I am working with a stem like this, a petal like this will just fall off. Like, see how fragile it is? It's just falling off. It's very pretty. It's just very, very fragile to work with. Maybe great for event work for a florist who knows how to work with these. But again, I am still not sure about putting them in CSA bouquets because of just how fragile and how withery they kind of look after a couple of days. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any tricks for harvesting Verbeskum. Someone told me to harvest into hot water, and I've been doing that. So I've been getting that great vase life out of it. But let me know if you have any tips or how you've been using them in CSA bouquets, or maybe your customers just don't care that they look that kind of withered on the bottom. Sea holly is next. So my last video, I talked about how I was waiting for that central stem to come up, and it has come up in a lot of them. So I do need to pinch these central stems, or else I'm just going to get one giant thick central stem stalk of sea holly. But it's crazy, just over 10 days, how many of the central stems have popped up. I have actually pinched some of them already, but most of them I can see a central stem at this point. So with the Rudbeckia, I haven't seen any signs of blooms, which is to be expected, but they really are putting on bushier growth. So it's just amazing to me how much more greenery they put on over the last 10 days. But yeah, these are looking really healthy and really good. And I think within a month or so, I will start getting blooms out of these, or at least start seeing blooms out of these. Next up, we have Foxglove. And I would say by far, in my view, these are the plants that have put on the most amount of growth and progress. So you can already see this one starting to flower. Once these open up a little bit more, which I would say by tomorrow, I'm actually going to cut these, and this will be great for my CSA next week. But you can see all of these already have buds, and they didn't have buds before. So this is the Foxy Foxglove. It is one of those varieties that will flower in the first year. The first year, I've heard from other people, the stems are a little bit short, but if you let this overwinter again, you will get rewarded with much taller stems. So, you know, I'm happy with the stem length on this. I don't need anything taller at this point. And let me show you what the other patch looks like right now. So this is the patch where I said there was a bit of attrition in the last video, but these are starting to really take off also. Some of these are also coloring up over here. So yeah, like I would say that literally I started seeing signs of buds 10 days ago, and now 10 days later, we actually have basically flowering buds at this point, which is incredible. And now that I'm standing here, I realize that my Nigella, which I didn't even talk about in the last video, is also starting to flower. So you can see buds over here, and these are just Nigella seeds that I threw into the ground last minute before the end of fall last year. So these are also starting to grow, which is really, really nice. Snapdragons, these have also put on quite incredible growth. So last time I was showing you how this plant specifically, because I was showing you the underside of this leaf, saying that this is going to be like a purplish type of color. I've had to raise the netting. That's how fast these are growing over here. So there's a bunch of weeds in here, but you can see that, you know, these were transplanted in late March. They were started from seed in January. They really are putting on some nice growth. And it's really the hot weather that is helping them take off. Today is actually a really, really nice cloudy day in the sense that, you know, it's 70 outside, but it's not super, super sunny. So a lot of my cool loving flowers just need a break from all the sun that we've gotten in the last few days. And I think these snaps are going to probably start blooming. You know, I give it another month, we're going to start seeing flowers and be able to use them in our bouquets. So that brings me to my overwintered snaps. So these are snaps that were started from seed in July by my friend, and then they were planted into the ground sometime between, I would say, mid-late August and early September. They were covered by agribon and a little bit of regular plastic over the winter. And these are the first to bloom. So last time, you know, all we saw were at most buds at this stage. If not, most of the buds looked like this. And now we've actually got blooms. So these are now ready to harvest. I will harvest these today and put them into the cooler. I always laugh that I get, you know, abundance of highlighter yellow, but I found that highlighter yellow actually starts blooming first. So this is my favorite color, and I'm hoping to see more of these soon. But yeah, these are taking off. I will get a lot of these for my CSA next week. I actually see these are the Potomac apple blossoms that are, this is now their third flush, I would say. And I should have probably pinched this a little bit better because it's growing sideways. So not usable in terms of stems, but still, you know, cool to see that they're coming back. So yeah, look at these snaps. Last but not least, the ranunculus. And I really wish I took more of an in-depth before video or photo of this. So I ended up putting shade cloth on this. This is just shade cloth I got off of Amazon. It is 40% shading, meaning it takes away 40% of the sun and the heat from the inside. So hypothetically speaking, you know, I should be able to get anywhere from like 5 to 10 degrees difference in soil temperatures between the outside and the inside. So let me actually uncover this for you right now. And what I was really surprised was I did not have a lot of buds when I first put on the shade cloth. And even though it was so hot, I really felt like the shade cloth did its job, because I am starting to see a lot more buds now. So you can see a couple of buds here, buds over there, buds here. Really every plant is starting to put up buds, which is crazy to me, because 10 days ago when I did this video, I really did not have buds on the majority of these plants. I would say I had buds on maybe 10%, and now all of them are showing buds. So I am now a true believer of shade cloth. Not that I shouldn't have been before. I think it was just me not having it. I ordered this off Amazon, got it the next day, and I now have some level of hope, I guess, for some ranunculus crop this year. But you know, I was just really excited to see the buds form, because if the buds aren't there and, you know, you're hitting late May, it's kind of game over for where I am in New Jersey, because it's just going to get too hot. So this gives me hope that I'll have blooms maybe in like the next week or two from some of these, especially since it's still going to remain relatively warm. All right, so that's it. This was a short video. You know, this stuff is also helpful for me to go back into the archives, and I hope it gives you hope if you're still seeing a lot of short green stuff, no buds, but you have warmer weather coming your way. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I am not selling any flowers. So the only flowers I have in bloom are Sweet William. Even though I have some parrots in the fridge, they're white parrots, and they actually pair very nicely with some of the deeper Sweet William. I could probably sell like 5 or 6 bunches. It's just not worth it to me to make the extra $100, $120 for all the stress that it's going to take in that process. And I tend to have a habit of ruining some of my favorite holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving being 2 of them. When I had my soap business, I just want to enjoy my first Mother's Day. So no flowers for sale. I'll be giving some flowers away to other moms nearby. But yeah, this is what the flower field looks like. It's going to continue to be in the 70s. So I would expect that same rate of growth, if not faster, because the days are getting longer in the next couple of weeks. So let me know in the comments below where your farm is at, and I will see you in the next video.